Esperanto is a constructed international auxiliary language created in the late 1800s by L.L. Zamenhof, a Polish ophthalmologist. It is the most widely spoken constructed language in the world, with 2 million speakers, most of whom reside in Europe, South America, and East Asia. Zamenhof's intent was for a common language to help break down barriers between nations and cultures, saying, "Were there but an international language, all translations would be made into it alone, and all nations would be united in a common brotherhood."
Lou Harrison was first introduced to the language in his teenage years while he befriended the daughter of a Stanford University linguist. The professor mentioned the invented language over a family dinner. After having difficulty communicating with locals during a visit to Rome, Harrison started considering the language as a viable means of communication.
Lou would go on to become one of the most famous proponents of Esperanto. This stemmed from his love of world music and belief in one world culture. Lou thought that by having texts in Esperanto, his music would be able to reach people all over the world. According to his friend Eva Soltz, his love of the language was a complete recognition and an activism towards the goal that we were not separated by imaginary cultural things. In order to reach this world audience, Lou translated several of his texts to Esperanto. Despite being a speaker of the language, he still worked with a linguist, Bruce Kennedy from Santa Cruz, to ensure the most accurate translations possible.
He took it upon himself to use Esperanto in his music and art to provide access of his ideas anywhere around the world. Being a pacifist, Lou Harrison conceptualized the language around his belief of unity among people and nations. And this was his effort towards anti-war and nonviolent advocacy. Compositions of his, such as Pacifica Rondo and La Cora Sutra, highlight the diversities within the regions they were composed for. They provide historical insights that portray the values and perspectives of the collective people. And they also encompass the diversities within the regions. This is exemplified through the eclectic mix of instruments and, most notable, his use of the gamelan and recorded sounds of nature. La Cora Sutra, which translates to Heart Sutra, was fully translated into Esperanto. The lyrical content originates from Buddhist texts written centuries prior. This ancient text, similar to Esperanto, share common values of unity and compassion towards other people.
Wanting to learn other universal languages in his later years, Lou took it upon himself to learn American Sign Language, or ASL. He continued to be a member of the Esperanto community throughout the rest of his life, even going to regular meetings in his hometown in the Bay Area. Similar to his trip to Japan, Lou would continue meeting and corresponding with members of the Esperanto community all around the world.